What's going on, X-Men fans? It's me, the X-Men guy. Today we are back with another podcast episode, and we're going to be doing something a little different this time. Instead of reviewing, reading, or discussing a topic about a recent comic that's come out, we're going to be discussing news that's come out about a comic. And this is huge news for the entire X-Men line. So, a while back, a few months ago, I think it was, we got a teaser on Marvel's Twitter page about X-Men from the Ashes, the new relaunch coming out in July, which will end the Krakoan era. Now, for the last 4 years, the X-Men have been living on the island of Krakoa, and they've been living in harmony with other mutants. Some mutants, obviously take advantage of this. However, they are dealt with. So, for the past 4 years, X-Men fans have loved the Krakoan. I say most of the reactions are great. Some of them haven't liked the more recent Krakoan era stuff, but I'd say most X-Men fans love the Krakoan era and don't want it to go away. And I don't really want it to go away either, not yet. I'd rather, if they're going to make a relaunch, have Krakoa still be a part of that, just, as like a background location, such as like Muir Island or the Savage Land or something like that. Where some books could take place on, because I think Krakoa still has so much opportunity that we barely even scratched the surface. Some characters didn't even appear in the Krakoan era. So I think they've ended it. Sure, it's been 4 years, but there's still so much you can explore in the Krakoan era. However, it's coming to an end, and I'd say a lot of people were worried. A lot of people were excited for the announcement that was coming yesterday at I think it was 2:30 Central Time. And it came, and a lot of people are not happy. So it seems as though the larger reaction from X-Men fans, I've been looking at a bunch of different websites about people's reactions. People, they're not happy. The main reason is it seems as though they're just going back for nostalgia. So they revealed the X titles, and I want to talk about the specific titles later, but they all look like their 90s counterparts. Like, the actual logos, they look exactly like the 90s counterparts. And it seems like what people really don't like is, it seems as though they've ended the Krakoan era just so that they could align it with X-Men 97 and get that 90s nostalgia. And listen, I get it. I know that Marvel, a lot of people are going to go to Disney Plus, watch X-Men 97, and want to go to the comics and see if they'd like it. And if it's aligned with X-Men 97, that'll be a smoother transition for new fans. That's what they've always been doing since the MCU got popular. However, for something as creative as Krakoa to just be ended because they want to align it for new fans, and it seems as though, it may be a premature judgment, but it doesn't seem like Krakoa is going to be any part of this. They could have aligned it with the 90s series while also maintaining the connection with Krakoa. They didn't have to discard the entire era. And also with the current plot of what do you call it? What is it called? Fall of the Powers of X. No, Rise of the Powers of X. My bad. With the plot going on in there, where Professor Xavier is trying to kill Moira before she's able to, do all the things that she does and make Krakoa. A lot of people are fearing that they're just going to erase Krakoa from continuity as a whole. So, I'm going to say there are a lot of worries going on. And yeah, a lot of people are also saying that is kind of seems like it's going back to like the 2018, 2019 eras, like right before the Krakoan era. Which it's me personally, I didn't dislike them, but a lot of people didn't enjoy those eras. So it seems as if a lot of people are upset. Me personally, it's a little disappointing. All right, I mean, this was really exciting. The Corona era was really exciting, and just to have it brushed aside for 90s nostalgia and continuity, it's kind of disappointing. But also, I know that it was gonna happen eventually, and also this still looks cool. Like, let's let's tell you the three main books that we have revealed so far. There are some other books we got teased at, but these are the books that we know the creative teams, we know the actual team lineup, and we know the most about. So first, we have Adjectiveless X-Men, or just X-Men. It's going to be written by Jed MacKay, who is arguably one of the best writers at Marvel right now. He wrote one of the best Moon Knight runs, and also the current Avengers run. And then it's going to be drawn by Ryan Stegman. I'm not too familiar with his art, but yeah, it's fun. I'm sure it's great. But anyway, we got some promotional art for these, and it seems as though the lineup will be. Well, actually, here, I'll read you the premise. It says, Krakoa is no more, but the X-Men fight on. From their new base in Alaska, the X-Men raise a flag of defiance. Join, this is the team, Cyclops, Beast, Magneto, Psylocke, Kid Omega, Temper, Magic, and Juggernaut as they assemble against new forces, battling for the destiny and philosophy of the mutant species. Mutant business is their business. So, this team, I really like this team, especially since Jed MacKay is writing it. I love Magneto. I love Cyclops. However, the two things that I find weird about this team is Cyclops seems like his teenager self in this. Which, if you don't know, there were times a while back. If you're not familiar with X-Men comics, this will be really confusing with you. A while back, Beast brought the 60s X-Men, which included teenage Cyclops, into the present time to teach current Cyclops a lesson, but then they got stuck in the present time. But then they got sent back later. Cyclops looks really young in this promotional material. I don't know if he's drawn weird, but he looks like a teenager in here. He looks like teenage Cyclops. And then Beast, I haven't been keeping up with Wolverine and X-Force that much, but last I saw, Beast was evil, like, very evil, like, so I'm not sure how he's going to be redeemed this quickly, that he gets put on the main X-Men team, but okay. Then we have Uncanny X-Men, written by Gail Simone and David Marquez, and that will take place in Louisiana, and the team will consist of Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee, and Nightcrawler. And that seems pretty good. That seems like a classic team, especially with Nightcrawler, Wolverine, like the entire team is just filled with classic X-Men. And then the odd one out, Exceptional X-Men. So Uncanny and Adjectiveless X-Men were all titles in the 90s. Or before, in the case of Uncanny X-Men. Exceptional X-Men, I believe this is the first time they're using that title. And it's going to be written by Eve Ewing and drawn by Carmen Carnero. And the team consists of, it'll be taking place in Chicago. And the team consists of Kitty Pryde as the leader, Emma Frost, and then they will be taking on 3 new mutants as part of their team. Their names are Bronze, Axo, and Melee, who I'm actually excited to see, because during the Krakoan era, a lot of people say that their like favorite X-Men are like the ones that are kids when they were kids, like when they were a kid reading X-Men and they saw other kids that when they grew up that ended up being their favorite X-Men. I'm glad that we're getting that again, because in the Krakoan era we didn't really get a lot of that, so I'm glad we're getting that again. But other than that, Exceptional X-Men seems to have a lot to prove. And yeah. But that's not all. 3 new X-Men teams is enough to get me excited. But then we have 6 more revealed, not with creative teams or not with actual team lineups, but just like their titles and what their titles will look like, or logos will look like. So we have Phoenix, NYX, Storm, Wolverine, X-Force, and the one that I'm definitely getting, X-Factor. And they all have their 90s logo. Except for I don't think NYX was in the 90s from my knowledge, but I don't know. But I'm really excited for X Factor. I'm wondering what they're gonna go with, because if they're going more in line with the 90s X Factor, it'll be different than what we've seen recently, because recently it's been a lot of X Factor investigations type stuff. But yeah, these all seem like really exciting titles, really promising. But yeah, I know this was a short little part of the podcast. Maybe it'll be a bonus episode. I am not sure, but yeah, I just thought I would bring you guys this news, and that's all. Bye.